Oh shit, here we go. Here we go.
Three, two, one. You have taken the lead.
Prodigy gonna get quad here. Not able to get a kill just yet, but Pampu finishes off Naki and then Prodigy gets him twice. 4 times. This is, like, not good for Naki right now. He does finish off Prodigy, though. And gonna get Pampu as well. And, Transatlantic Scrungle gonna bring it back just a bit. Naki gonna die in the telly. And get fallen on immediately by Prodigy. But Dan gonna finish Prodigy off with the LG. And a difference of 5 frags. It's moderate, but, you know. It's the start of the match. It's something that can be made back easily. But Pampu gonna get the first quad here. Well, the second quad. Does take a rocket to the face from Dan, though. And Dan's gonna get another one. Still a difference of 10 frags. But Dan here getting a few frags. They're doing pretty well. Gonna get caught in the air there. Quad up in 20 seconds. Nice rockets from Prodigy. And likely Dan and Naki get the quad. Let's go to the...
Quad is at like 3 minutes 45-ish.
Quad's very low. For the portal, I can already in a bit beamed. For the real quarter. Oh, behind us. Hey, dead.
I think quad's on LG. Mega's up.
This is brutal. I quite liked the Recce game more. The Recce games were easier. This is tough.
There you go. This is tough. Hopefully they can get some quad runs in. That's going to be the best way for them to get themselves back in. You know, just play relatively safe, I think. Avoid any overly disadvantaged fights. And, you know, just get back in over the quad runs and stuff. But Naki gonna get Mega and a quad. See what he can get here. He's gonna get both of them, but super low. And there's not really any health up for him. And so, the quad run's gonna end early. But Dan and Naki still getting frags. Prodigy gonna get red. It's a lot of LG, but then kills himself. Then, okay. They both kill each other. Prodigy gonna kill his own teammate with a direct. Quad up very soon. Prodigy's gonna die. But the quad's still gonna go to him. Just barely surviving. Gets Dan. Now getting red. And Prodigy just going on a bit of a roll now. Nagy gonna hit some SSG on Prodigy, but he's still gonna get the red and gonna miss the second one. Prodigy now super low. And it's gonna get finished off by Naki. But Naki's gonna get telefragged. Red up very soon. And Pampu taking the position early. Naki's gonna telefrag down. And, what's their name? The Drunken Masters now taking it to the lead. Quite a distance away. They've now got more than double the score. Prodigy missing that shot, but being able to correct his position, go around the side and get a super shotgun. And then being able to run it, the other one. But the end of this quad, he's not going to get much. Mega's up now. And it's going to go to Dan, who also gets rockets. Nice grenade. Fuck. Pampu gonna get pushed through the telly, finished off by Dan. But Dan gonna walk into a grenade immediately after that. Prodigy securing the red for himself. Mega's up. Pampu's gonna get it, but not without taking damage. Will finish Naki off. Prodigy once again getting quad. Gonna get telefragged though. Naki hitting his own teammate for a lot of damage. Naki gonna finish up Prodigy. And Pampu's gonna spawn on the red, very unfortunate. Wins the fight. Prodigy taking a rail. Gonna want this quad coming up. But it's gonna be very early to prepare. Just kind of hanging around the area. I don't know if their intention was to prepare for it or what, but... It's gonna be a mutual frag between Naki and Pampu. And Dan here, or Naki, even, gonna be getting this quad. Quite safely, actually, but Naki has no armor, so he's gonna need to find something to work with. He's gonna hit a lot of LG, but gets finished off with the super shotgun, and that's gonna end that quad run. Prodigy telefragging down. What? Why was Dan stood there? Naki's gonna stay alive for a bit, actually. Get a few frags. Finally gonna go down. Shit. My fucking Wi-Fi. Dan gonna take Super Shotgun from Prodigy and gonna hit Naki with his own grenade. And this next quad, gonna go to Panpu. Unfortunate spawn for Naki. And again. Poor Naki, man. Just can't get, you know, enough of this quad run. Someone offer this man like a therapist or something. After that, after that quad run, that's got to be painful. And Prodigy's just going to be hanging around quad. Most likely going to get it here if no big pushes. They don't seem to know the timing. And so Prodigy just going to get it for free, and he's going to go in. Gonna fuck things up. And it's Dan now kind of having a horrible time. But Naki's going to put a stop to that. He will die. But he's saved Dan from, you know, repeatedly dying to a quad. And in return, they're gonna shoot him with a rocket. But gonna get a few frags, inching ever so slightly closer to the lead. And it's doable in this time, but it's gonna be difficult. They're gonna have to be very careful, but at the same time work really quickly. Dan gonna get the quad this time. Does frag Prodigy, does a lot of damage to Naki, and kills himself. Nice rockets. And Drunken Master's gonna be slightly starved for frags here in the moment. They're gonna have to... Oh, Dan's gonna kill himself. Drunken Masters are gonna have to be careful because... they're not really getting anything. Pampu now gonna get Dan again. And the red armor is being kind of annoying. It's being kind of difficult for them to, for Transatlantic Scrungle to get it. But they are going to kill the quad. Dan's going to get hit by a loose direct. And Naki getting juggled around. But gonna hit two directs in return, actually. Very nice. But we're back to a point now where for every frag Scrungle is getting, Drunken Masters is getting one back. Which is gonna make it that much more difficult. And the first map is going to go to Drunken Masters. But well played by both. It actually ended up being a bit closer than I think I anticipated it to be, at least. But Prodigy with 87 frags, that's nuts. And 11k damage. Why am I being kicked to the main menu? So, should be dual 5 next.
A vote has been called. Vote passed.
So dual 5 I think is interesting in TDM because it does not have a quad spawn. Instead it has the leech. Which, for those who don't know, the leech basically when you hit someone it gives a percentage of the damage that you've done back as health. And it increases your max overstack, your max overheal to 666. So it can actually be a very useful tool, you know, just for kind of starting to roll a little bit. Very important that you pick it up, maybe even more so than quad. Just because the ability to steamroll with it is just kind of insane. So, no rail on this map. So, that might influence the result of things. But we didn't see too much rail on Arrow Walk either. But we'll see how it goes as we get into it.
Three, two, one. You've taken the lead.
Dan gonna go for the red here, slightly slow. Panpu gonna get the first leech spear.
We should lag out. Yeah, should be restart.
Sounds like they're restarting. What's the... Alright. We're restarting, I guess.
A vote has been called.
And here we go. So Dan likely gonna get the dual spear, the leech spear. Yeah. That's not a good way to start the match. So they're gonna have to be very careful. We'll get some of the health back. And the super shotgun is gonna be really good for that.
You're tied for the lead.
Not going to be getting a lot out of this leech spear. Not the ideal start with it, but he will get a mega, more or less. And at the start here, Prodigy and what's their team called? The Drunken Masters. Not going to be able to get that much. Naki taking the red here. And they're going to be playing for the next Mega and Leech. Preferably they're going to want to split between them. Naki going to push into the into the red armor, and perhaps mistakenly, gonna give up his position and give up the leech. But they are gonna kill the leech. Naki getting caught up between two people. And then getting fragged again. Potentially an in for the Drunken Masters. Gonna lose the LG battle. Then Dan losing the fight there. And a second time. Prodigy just gonna get spawns directly in front of him. Gonna get the Mega here, potentially. But very low. Just barely misses it. It's gonna go to Prodigy anyways. But he's not gonna have quite as much. And now, suddenly, the scoreline evening out. Oh! Fanpoo! Leech gonna be up. And Dan's gonna get it. Let's see if they can make the Leech run a bit better here. Now, one thing about... They're not gonna be able to do anything. But one thing about the Leech is that it makes self-damage not do any damage. So you can often use that to just get around the map really quickly and force yourself onto your opponents. And, Transatlantic Scrungle going to be working back into the lead as much as they can. They will get the red spawn, which is going to go a long way for them. But Dan going to be knocked into the lava and take a lot of damage. Going to have to stay out of the way as much as they can. And Panpoo going to get the Mega. Dan does hit some damage on him. Ha! Prodigy! He's gonna get the leech spawn here. But just not gonna do any damage. All these leech spawns have been like... Nothing coming out from them. Dan gonna get pushed onto by Prodigy. Oh my god. The fucking, like, Zagarash, man. Prodigy's so low there, but not gonna die. Finally gets taken out by Naki with the super shotgun. Who's also gonna get Prodigy. And the next Mega Spawn gonna go to Prodigy. And potentially the Leech as well. Unless he loses this fight, which he might. Just barely not able to get the Leech. It does go to Dan. Let's see if Dan can do anything with it. He will win that fight. Gonna need to find people, though. We'll set his eyes on Prodigy. Wow, their eyesight. Gonna attempt to push in, but not really gonna be able to get that much. Prodigy probably getting the Mega there. Prodigy won't get the Mega. Dan doesn't want to take it. Wants to give it to Naki. Wise decision. They'll both push Panpoo, but Panpoo's gonna get Dan. Naki will get Panpoo back there. But gonna get pushed by Prodigy with the Gotla. And Prodigy gonna be extending it a bit. Getting the 50 in that little spot. That is very cute. And they're keeping it close. Drunken Masters. Ooh, Dan getting the leech again. Dan consistently getting these leech power-ups. We're gonna push through the choke. Drunken Masters very briefly taking the lead, but it goes back to Transatlantic Scrungle. Naki gonna get the Mega here. Finishes off Panpu. This long-range fight, I think it's the two of them with the Gotlong. Gonna go on for a bit, but they're both gonna duck out. Someone's gonna get red. It will be Dan. No, they're both gonna go through the telly. Prodigy just kind of waiting to drop down onto Leech. Very sneaky. Did Prodigy die? No, Prodigy's just low. Now Prodigy's dead. I'm gonna minimize the Leech run once again. All of these Leech runs have been, like, not very good. They've not been able to get much out of it. Panpu and Dan here in a very tiny room, but Dan's going to be the one making it out. Panpu finally going to be able to get a frag in there, but finished off by Dan. And the direct from Prodigy. Some nice SSG here from Prodigy. Gonna jump up to the high ground. Gets floated by Dan. Hits a nice rocket, but it's not gonna be enough. And the leech is gonna be up now. Prodigy's gonna get it. Because Transatlantic Scrungle just neglecting it there, I guess. Not really thinking about it. And here we go. Prodigy now being able to build up a decent stack. Killing Panpu for the ability to, you know, get to 300 health. Now at 400. And immediately going to lose 200 health. And that's going to quite heavily offset the advantage that he got. And Naki will finally finish him off. But the lead's going to be more or less equal. Or, well, it's going to be close to tied. Only 4 frags between them, so not a lot. And for every frag one team is getting, the other team is getting a frag. Just keeping things very equal. Leech will be up. Pampu's gonna get hit this time. But very low. Gets finished off. Mega up very soon. It is going to go to Prodigy. Dan's just going to want to get out of there. But Prodigy going to finish off both of them. And suddenly tied up again. Going to be a bit of a massacre on this Mega. But leading now by 2 frags, Transatlantic Scrungle. Prodigy getting the spawn directly behind them, but really not going to be able to do anything with it. And now, once again, Transatlantic Scrungle getting those items on lockdown. The leech will go to Panfu. LG? I don't know. Panfu really not going to be able to get that much. Not dying. Never mind. Yeah, really not going to be able to do that much with the leech. And now Mega goes to Transatlantic Scrungle. And Dan going to do a lot of damage to both. But not quite enough to finish off Prodigy. And Transatlantic Scrungle finally widening the gap just a bit. Just by 6 frags. But it's more than it has been before. And suddenly it closes a bit again. Super close right now. Leech will go to Prodigy, see if he can make something happen with it again. Gonna fall onto the two of them. Almost dies, but just barely makes it out. Mega will be up. And it's gonna get taken. Ooh, yeah, that's a bad situation to be caught in next to someone with the leech. And now only 3 frags between them. Prodigy gonna take a lot of damage, but Dan's not quite gonna be able to finish him off. Comes back round. And the Mega goes to Naki. He's gonna get the lower yellow as well. Now he's stacked quite good. Only 1 minute left. This could go anyway. Prodigy gonna get the Leech Sphere once again. Really would be very helpful for him to make something happen here. If he can get a good amount of health, he can potentially take it in the last 30 seconds. But he's gonna need to find his opponents. And he's just not gonna be able to. They're just sitting up top, waiting for him to push in, but they don't know that. Finally gonna find them and get LG'd. Only 1 frag between them now. And it's gonna be tied here.
You're tied for the lead.
Tied again.
Sudden death.
Sudden death. I didn't realize it was sudden death. Okay. Which one's Brotherhood of Ruin? So, by 1 frag, the Drunken Masters will take it.